As parents, we do our best to keep our children safe. We tell them not to talk to strangers. We tell them to yell or run away if they get in trouble. But there is a difference between telling and teaching. 11 on Live reporter Jay Watson put her children in a camp that teaches them how to fight back against potential abductors.
Okay, everybody put your seatbelts on.
What would camp be without the skits? But there is also this. The poking of imaginary eyes,
And forward, head butt.
the butting
And we go back.
of invisible heads, and there is lots of yelling. I enrolled my 8-year-old son Jude and my 6-year-old daughter Iris in this camp at the Buckhead YMCA, run by the national nonprofit radKIDS. RAD stands for Resisting Aggression Defensively. My son has been preoccupied with so-called bad guys breaking into our house.
Good job.
Because I'm afraid they're going to take me. And I risk. No!
My own friends expressed concern that this camp
All you're doing is blocking,
would scare my kids more.
We don't scare, we prepare.
Push against it. Push against it.
Trained instructors run these camps around the country,
There you go.
where children learn home safety and 911 safety. But they also hammer at noses, free themselves from imaginary arms, and jam their tiny, sharp elbows into chest.
High five, radKIDS. Cool, radKIDS.
Elise Michelle, Donna Goss,
I'm going to say no.
and Maureen Pierce are the instructors. Their job is not easy.
Right, and no one has the right to touch those areas covered by a swimsuit, ever.
For Pierce, it's personal.
I was abducted when I was in 3rd grade, and I was at, quote-unquote, a safe park in my small town. Broad daylight, my mom was there, I was with a friend.
While her mother read a book on a nearby bench in that Kenosha, Wisconsin park, Maureen decided to pick her mother some flowers.
I just walked around the corner, bent over, and before I knew it, this man covered my eyes, covered my mouth, and was just dragging me to his car.
That man, Michael Knipe, drove little Maureen Pierce to a cornfield and raped her.
And I said, "Are you going to kill me?" And he said, "When I'm done with you."
When she had a chance, Maureen escaped and flagged down a car. Knipe was caught and convicted and sentenced to 46 years in prison. But the damage was done to a little girl who returned to 3rd grade, who grew up, got married, and had 4 boys.
The investigators discovered the body of little
Then
Miss
8-year-old
Revere.
Jarelli Rivera was abducted and murdered by the maintenance man in her Canton apartment complex in December of 2011.
And I turned on the news, and they had found her body.
The death of Jarelli, who was 1 year younger than Maureen when she was abducted, made Pierce realize she needed to do more. So she got certified as an instructor.
Had I had some training, I would have known, do not get in that car.
3.
Michelle and Goss and Pierce trained together.
It can happen to anyone. It doesn't
In their
matter
class,
whether-
Elizabeth Smart, the Utah woman abducted from her bedroom at knife point when she was 14 years old.
And she told all of us that she wished that somebody would have given her permission to fight back. She did not know that she had the right to hit or strike an adult. And that has just resonated with me.
That's why drills are repeatedly run.
You just keep on going until he lets you go.
At the end of the week, David Resendez, a trained instructor, poses as the bad guy, and it's time to put the training into action. The children are remarkable, fighting back, yelling, making a commotion to draw attention.
I am going to kick him and punch him.
Get him.
It's my son's turn.
All right, Jude, guess what? You're coming with me. Let's go.
He's proud of himself.
Your heart is throbbing, honey. It's like tight.
My husband and I get Iris in her gear.
All right, Iris, you come with me. Let's go.
Little shit.
Let's go. Let's go. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Come on, Iris.
Ow, ow, ow.
3 times, Iris fights him off.
Come on, Iris. Run, 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 run.
It's stressful to watch, but the kids are proud of themselves.
Good job.
Ow, 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 ow.
After camp, at home, the talk of bad guys goes away.
and there really hasn't been any more talk about bad guys at our house. And I know that sounds silly, but that camp made all the difference.
You know what? Experts say it does. Actually, this was my last word today at 7 o'clock, that we have to be even more proactive with our children. We just can't tell them stay away from strangers and stay with mommy and, you know, don't talk to strangers. We have to do more than that.
My kids screamed hundreds of times that week, "You're not my mom."
Yes.
They learned defensive stances.
Yeah.
We still do it at home. And by the end of the week, in the beginning, it didn't feel natural. By the end, they were fighting back like crazy against that man.
Yeah, I know that you caught a lot of flack, though, for putting your kids in this camp from your friends.
Yes. This was not a news story. This was not a news story. I mentioned casually to people here in the newsroom and to friends that I was doing this safety camp. And people thought I was a nutty, paranoid TV reporter who covered too many child tragedies.
That you're going to make your kids even more scared of the world.
No. It did exactly the opposite. It is like they say, it empowered them.
Empower, that is really the operative word there. Empower your children. It really can make all the difference.
Yeah, give them a fighting chance.
That's right. Teach them how to do it. All right, thanks.